Hey, what's going on, Inspirers? Now, this post is going to be a little bit longer than my usual post. I've been seeing more and more people using the phrase, the new normal. I know they're using it in terms of the new way we're living life in the coronavirus season. But this is very interesting to me. Most of you who have been following me, or at least have attended one of my speeches in the past 15 to 20 years, or saw my TEDx talk on the new normal, know that this term is very dear to me. The reason why it is so important to me, it is because it is very personal. It is a term for me which is not to be taken lightly. The new normal has the power to release people from their fear. You see, I believe that when we are talking about the new normal, we must acknowledge its meaning. The new normal can't be a flaky term, and it just can't be a label. When I use the term, I am recognizing that in the new normal, new is defined as no prior point of reference. This means that no matter how hard it is, we must not live in the past. Yes, we can learn from the past. We can make better decisions because of our past, but we can't live there. We do not go back and make something that is past brand new. We can only mimic or replicate something in the past. We cannot make it new. Sometimes we see this in sports arguments on who is the greatest athlete of all time, for example. We see talking heads making robust debates on the past performances of great athletes. Michael Jordan versus LeBron James, Lisa Leslie versus Candace Parker, or Usain Bolt versus Jesse Owens. We must honor the past and respect that era that person competed in, but live in the new, in the now. Again, new is no prior point of reference. Normal, then, is the everyday typical occurrence of a thought or an action. We do things each day that are rituals or habits. It is routine. Each day I get up and I listen to our church prayer call. I work out, I eat breakfast, I start my workday. Every day we are faced with new opportunities, new challenges, new adversities, new successes. The new normal is not to be treated as cliché. The new normal is not a destination. The new normal is only a plateau. It was my wife, Alice, who first shared this with me when I was at the lowest point in my life back in 1994. After my left leg was amputated, really fresh, I was in a very vulnerable state, wondering what my new identity was. I had been a world-class athlete, twice had qualified for the Olympic trials, 4 times had been a track and field All-American while attending the University of Arkansas in track and field. And now, all my dreams were dashed after one faulty landing running over a hurdle in Hays, Kansas. I was a soldier in the U.S. Army. I was about to become an officer. My goal in the Army was to do 20 years as an officer, retire from the Army, and then do another 20 years as a civilian, right? But with that one wrong step, all of those dreams disappeared. I was no longer going to officer candidate school. I wondered if my wife would still stay with me in my current amputated condition. I had seen so many families break up because of long deployments, especially after Desert Shield, Desert Storm, and spouses not coming back in the same mindset as when they had left. New normal, right? I also wondered if my son would still value me as his father. Would he still see me the same way when I had 2 legs? I thought about my job. Would I still have a job in the United States Army? Could I support my family? With tears that were running down my face, Alice, who was pushing John Jr. on the swing set at the time, she runs over to me as I sat in my wheelchair with my right foot on that little foot peg stand of the wheelchair and my left leg now gone. And she threw her arms around me and she said, "Babe, you know what? We're going to get through this together. It's just our new normal. It's just our new normal." And with those words, she baselined my entire existence. In other words, we're not going to live in our past. Every day we are going to get better, knowing that the hardest days are ahead of us maybe, but our new normal outlook is one of hope. I look at America right now dealing with the coronavirus, and I hear the term new normal just being thrown around as cliche and just another label, and I thought at time I interjected with what this label really means. It means resilience. Again, not going back to where we have been, but having the courage to amputate the fear that grips our heart. Will I contract it? Will my child be safe? How will my friends treat me if they know that I have tested positive? It is the same fear I had in not knowing how I would be treated with my new disability. The only way combat this fear is with truth. When the truth comes to light, fear has to dissipate. When Alice's words, it's just our new normal, she validated me as my wife. When John Jr. jumped off the swing set and comes running over to me asking if I saw his big jump, he then validated me as his father. He created his new normal. The truth was, I had told myself false narratives in the absence of truth. Yes, we might not know everything about this virus, but we do know some truths about it. So we must listen to the experts and continue to pray. Facts and faith eradicates fear. In the coming days, I will share with you how I believe we turn our fear into freedom through the redefining moments that we have in our lives. And this moment has to do with us having the courage to amputate the fear to embrace the new normal. So I'll be back with that later in the week. In the meantime, stay safe, love on each other, take concern over your neighbor, and embrace your new normal. My name is John Register saying, go forth and inspire your world.